All righty, guys. Hey, Jamie, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I seen that we were both Clay again. I just changed it to JD, and now we're both JD.
I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't either, but
Oh,
maybe you can figure it out at some point here. But how you
I'll
doing
make a
tonight,
big
buddy?
change. I am doing great. Well, I was doing better earlier when everything was working correctly, but I guess we got it on the air.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody listen. I'm a little nasally tonight. I got a little allergy action going on, but
Uh,
that's what happens
everybody.
sometimes.
I had one of my sons was home yesterday, kind of sick, flu like, and then today the other one, and that kind of passes, and they're good to go, I guess. So
Yep.
I
Yeah.
guess well, I don't know what to think.
Yeah. I was gonna run up and do a little nasal spray, but screw it. We'll go with it. We'll go. We'll let it go here.
Well,
So.
I'll tell you what, welcome everybody. This is episode 7. Can you believe that? 7 of episodes already. We've been doing this for 7 weeks.
Fun. Been fun,
uh,
man.
Guns in the 701. We've come quite a ways already. We got a lot more to learn. I can tell you that me and Jamie have been talking a lot about this. We are going to start looking to get a website put together. We
Yep.
found out that that is the way we have to go forth to put this like on iHeartRadio or Apple streaming, any of these streaming applications. That's the way you got to do it. It's embedded in your website. And you know what? That's okay. We had plans to do that anyway,
Right.
just not quite this quick, but we'll get it done. And yeah, then basically we're going to be able to um, start streaming on the big guys, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got something else to tell people here, don't you, Clay, what we're doing?
I do, yeah. So, guys, coming up September 26th, been in touch, and not everything's finalized yet, but Jamie and I are going to be joining Beck Communications on Monday night, September 26th. We'll be going in to film that, I suppose. Usually in the afternoon they film it. I'm
Yep.
not sure. I know they're doing something. It's going to be a gun day, kind of, and they're picking Monday. I'm not sure which program it's affiliated with yet. I was contacted, so I'm looking forward to that. And I said, well, me and Jamie come as a team. So
Right
that's the
on,
way
brother. Yep.
and I think that'll be a great thing to get on there and basically get
Highland,
out there and get the word out. I wasn't going to put the chats up tonight, but I think I will. I just
yeah,
kind of,
leave 'em. Yeah.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
see them, but it's nice if everyone can see them. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy that.
yeah, so it's kind of, I stay tuned, guys, on the Beck thing. They got a couple weeks. We'll be in touch with them to find out the times and what's going on. I don't know if it's a separate show or if it's going to be incorporated with one of the other shows. So, I'm really excited. I know you were contacted too, Jamie. So,
Yeah. 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 It was so. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, hey, it's right in our wheelhouse, man. It's gonna be great, and I don't have a doubt in my mind we're gonna knock it out of the park when we're on there.
yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
So
I
what
guess we
about Monday? Are we talking maybe being on with Steve on Talk of the Town on Gun Day Monday? Is that a
well,
possibility?
I think it is. I didn't get a chance to get a hold of him today, but I'm going to be up there Monday, and you are, and I know that he's been wanting to have one or two of us, or
Yep.
on every Monday there. So looking forward to that. I'll get a hold of Steve. Maybe if you're listening tonight, Steve, give me a call later after the show, and we can talk about it. But I kind of figured, being I got to be up there anyway, we might as well go in the studio and have some fun. It'd probably only be a segment or two. It wouldn't be the
Yeah.
whole show, but
Yeah.
we'll
That's
definitely get on there. And thank you, Steve. I guess he's been plugging Guns in the 701. We appreciate that. So
yes,
thanks
sir. He
again,
did
Steve,
today.
for
It was
that.
great. It was great.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Steve. It's awesome, man.
So
All right.
anyway, I guess we ran through all the thank yous and the announcements and everything. So I guess let's get down to business, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Been a busy week.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So it's going to be a busy week. It's busier weekend too coming up
Oh
because
yeah.
Friday is no youth deer opener here in North Dakota
How
at
about that?
noon.
Are you
Yeah.
going out?
Yep. Yep. So my buddy Big R and his
Hmm.
daughter, we were up. She was doing some, working on the rifle accuracy and different shooting situations there. That's when we filmed that video with the
Oh,
Norinco 22 actually at the farm, but.
yep.
Yeah, she's coming up, so she's got the any buck tag, which where I'm at, it's pretty sure it's guaranteed going to be a mule deer unless some whitetail comes walking through. But yeah, she's really excited. Big R is, and I mean, I'm jacked up. I'm gonna bring the camera up, and I'm gonna kind of do a little video documentary of it, and we're gonna make something of it, and we'll
Yeah.
post it to our Facebook page and YouTube channel. It should be pretty awesome.
Well,
Maddie's
it'll be
pretty
great.
jacked up about it, so
Well, I'll
and
tell you what, I had the opportunity to hunt both with both my sons during that youth deer season. They're both now past the age where they can do that. The one, you can do, it's only one time, before they
Mm-hmm.
get their license or their hunter safety card. And then
Yep.
after that, but so now they both, of course, it doesn't matter. We get landowner gratis tags here, because we own our place, and so we all have one. And looking forward to going out with them during the regular season. The nice thing about it is now not being in the youth season, we can go out and actually go for any deer, buck, whatever we want. So
All right, Eric, that's awesome, man. I've seen a few of them out at our place that look pretty good too. I'm still trying to get them with bow, but I don't know. I mean, I told Maddie, them big ones. Yeah, if we see some big ones, I ain't gonna let you get that real big ones. But I mean, there's some nice. Trust me, whatever she gets, gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna if the
well,
little spiker comes by, I'm gonna not say yeah, shoot that. I mean, I don't
yeah,
see a point in that either, really. But a nice buck will be good. And thing about it is, earlier in the year, the better them deer taste, in my opinion. They're still eating some green stuff. I mean, it is getting super
right.
dry, but there's a
Oh
chance of
yeah,
rain. It keeps decreasing. Saturday was like 80% this morning. I was getting pretty excited about it. Now I think it's down to 50%. So
go figure, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, it looks pretty dry around here too. We had all that moisture, which was great. I mean, it made hay, it made pasture, but boy, now there's a lot of fuel out there. So
ooh,
I can't stress enough to anyone listening, or if you're watching this after it goes onto the website and onto the YouTube and Facebook, please don't drive through that stuff, especially with your newer vehicles with the Cadillac converters
yep.
or your little what they call what they call an SUV today is not an SUV. It's a glorified car. Don't be driving out there with them. You're gonna start a fire, and we don't need any more fires.
Yeah. So what Landon use when he shot his deer last year?
Last year he used his 243. So the first I guess I did something with both of them. I shot my very first deer with my grandfather's gun, which was a Ruger Model 77, the old style to tang safety,
Yep.
chambered in a 220 Swift. And so both the boys, both Landon, when he was able to get his first youth tag, it was just a doe. Uh, he used that gun, and of course it was suppressed by that time. I have a suppressor on it, and I mean
Sweet.
I was trying to film it. I can sneaking up with because the bales were still out because it's a near early season,
Hmm.
and he sneaks up there and gets by that sunflower field. That doe had just stepped out, and he takes off. I didn't even get a film. By the time I got up to where he was at, he already had shot and had it down. So I'm like, well, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. Deer hunting's so exciting for me too.
Oh, it
I
is.
love it. I mean, I don't have a buck tag this year, but a couple of my buddies do, and like I said, Maddie does, and my cousins, and I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I just thoroughly enjoy it. Thoroughly
Well,
enjoy it.
and then late or Landon then when he got his first, where he could get his first tag and shoot a gratis. This is what he got.
Yeah, look at that. That's
I mean, it's
awesome.
not the biggest muley in the world, but and that was both the
Hey,
boys. I told them
that's
when they take their first deer and they're able to go out on their own, I buy them a rifle. So you can see that I bought a Savage Axis, just a good entry level, 243. He took his first shot. I think he got a little bit of buck fever,
yep.
shot that antler off, but he
That'll
didn't miss
happen.
that
That
second
happens to older
shot.
people too. Believe it.
Oh yeah, he was excited. So
So that's
that's a
awesome. I,
that's a
I
nice little deer.
that's
And Eric
funny.
Newman,
Go ahead. Go.
sorry, Eric Newman, the guy that was talking about the 175 muley right here that he's going for with a bow. He's my taxidermist with our Rax Adventure team. So
Awesome.
he did a little Euro mount for him, and that hangs in Landon's room. And I get a bigger kick out of that than anything anymore. Now Leighton, he shot his first deer, and same thing. I got him a 243, but him and his brother and my 220 Swift went out there for his very first deer. And it was fun to watch how Landon was trying to teach him, and we
Yep.
had to we had to work a little bit for that one. Another one that walked out of the field over there. I got two quarters that I pretty much hunt on because that's where it seems like all the animals are.
Hmm.
And it was just it was fantastic. I was watching them two work together. I kind of just sat back and let them do it.
Yeah,
And then
that's
when he
that's
dropped that
fun.
deer, they high fived everybody, each other. It was like, now that's what it's about, right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the excitement when you're with your friends or your family like that. And I mean, I'm looking. My youngest really wants to shoot one next year, so I mean, we'll get that
Yep.
going. and I'm gonna be excited for that. Whether it's a doe or anything, it's gonna be
Now,
awesome. So
this year, we all get to go out antelope hunting for the first time. So
yeah,
I'm really kind of looking forward to that. I'm going to try to get some video footage. But in the
yeah,
meantime, I'm going to try to do what you've been doing. I'm going to go out on our range here, take the
yep,
boys out, do a little
yep.
sighting in just to kind of show how we prep for that and hopefully upload that. Although, get this, can't put it on YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
Last time I did that, we went
I wonder
against
if it's
their
different when
county
you're
standards.
hunting, though. I still think it's because he had a handgun, is what my opinion is. So
Could
before I
be.
forget, I don't want to. I hate to
Go
interrupt you,
ahead.
Clay, but you had that 243 Savage Access, and the guy I work with was going to buy one of them for his daughter
Hmm.
because she had a youth 243, and he was asking me about which different ones, and I was talking Ruger American or the TC. So I mean, do you have any issues with that magazine on that? Because he was looking at the 243 as well, the
I've
Access.
had zero issues with that. It's a straight
Okay.
shooter. I mean, I pulled it out of the box. Now, granted, I reload for it, but I pulled it out of the box and I went and made sure it was at least close. I shot an inch and a half with my reload. Now that was luck because I happened to have the right reload that matched it evidently. But an inch and a half at 100 yards right out of the box, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. And I didn't
Yeah.
touch it. It supposedly came bore sighted. So then when I had the boys out with them, which I got them both the same gun, so I can reload one caliber. But
That's the
yeah,
way to
it's
do it.
been
Save you some
fantastic.
time.
Yeah, well,
So
then
did is that
yeah.
the one that did it come with the like banner scope on it or whatever, the 3x9x40? Did you put a
So
different optic on it
nope,
or?
I just left the 3x9x40 on there.
Okay, okay.
I,
Well, Casey, if
you
you're
know,
listening, man, go buy that thing.
yeah, I can't say enough about for a good entry level gun for a brand new shooter, and especially if they're familiar with it. Now, like the 220 Swift, they were shooting. I'd had them shoot other guns, but like my 6 millimeter, which is nothing
Hmm.
more than the 243, really.
Right.
So they were acclimated to it already, and that's why I went with that too. And it's a good all around gun. And let's face it, as they get older and want to shoot bigger things, I'm pretty sure that they got some options here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a few of them they can use.
Got a
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah, Gene, I see that muzzle loader. I'm actually a buddy of mine has a muzzle loader, and we're thinking maybe when some snow flies, we're gonna do a little review with that baby out the range and some. We'll have the characters out too in the winter. We'll have FJB and Piss Boy and
For
Tree
those of
Hugger.
you, if you haven't
Yeah,
been watching the videos, get on YouTube, watch those range videos. You'll know
yeah. Heels
exactly who
Heels
we're
High will be
talking
on
about.
there too. I'll guarantee you.
Heels high.
But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and yeah,
It should
Eric,
be
you're
a.
right. That's what Clay and I were kind of hitting on that. It's awesome just helping other people out,
Oh yeah.
shoot their animal. I'm actually getting to the point where I enjoy gutting them. I used to like, ugh, and now I'm like, all right, get out of the way. I'll help you out here. This is fun for me.
No,
So
I get a big kick out of going out with other people now, especially new people. And I guess that maybe that comes with age. I mean, I've done a lot of hunting over my
mhm.
lifespan, and I can tell you that it's a lot more fun now to take people out and see if I can't get them something.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly
Oh,
100% still enjoy when I have a tag and do it. But
oh
I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, like Eric said. I mean, man, it's. I just get filled with joy. My friend shoot a nice deer, a kid does or something. I just
yep.
love the whole experience of it. And we get it back and hang it up. And we all get to work skinning it and cutting it up, and it's awesome. I love it.
Well, Eric's
So we're
kids
gonna do that. We're
actually.
doing prairie dogging, man. I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
I'm
prairie
going
dog.
to I'm going to enjoy just watching you guys shoot as much as I get to flip them there like we had the
Oh yeah, we're gonna
introduction
have
to
some
the show.
fun with that, and then I'm looking forward to some of them drone shots, and I'm gonna have our camera out.
Oh,
Eric was
oh.
supposed to join us, but it unfortunately didn't work on that weekend. But we'll have another opportunity.
Man,
Um,
Eric, I was going to bring some pumpkin spice down for you, man. So
but
speaking of the prairie dog, we got a loyal listener slash viewer and a member of the 701 militia he asked a question earlier today that you got an answer for him on the
yeah,
credit
so
card.
tell everybody what his question was.
So Axel sent me a text. He wanted to know if the debit card was the same as the credit card, if they were going to do the what is it, the ISO, or where they're going to report it now as you bought something at a gun store. And he wanted to know if it was going to be the same with his debit card, which he said he uses more because he's so cashed up. I mean, he doesn't even need a credit card. kidding. but that
No,
was
you
his
cannot have
question.
his address.
So yeah, he basically is a debit card. Are they going to report it the same on debit cards as they do on your credit card and MasterCard and Visa and all that now?
Well, and near as I can tell, and I did go try to do a little more research on that, and of course, there's no definitive answers yet as to what the actual details of how it's going to go. But I can tell you right now that every debit card you get issued from your bank, um, it isn't necessarily theirs. If you ever look at it, like my own says Mastercard on it. My old one said Visa on it. And if you look at those, most of them say MasterCard. In fact, I bet just about every one of them, because the banks don't use it. They're just having access to that whole system that runs on credit cards. That's why you can use them as a credit card or use them anywhere like that. So yes, I imagine that's what's going to happen is even if you use your debit card, it's going to come up coded. Now I don't know what the code's going to be, but you used to go into somewhere say like
Extremist.
yeah, extremist, deplorable tyrant. That'll be their code.
Yeah, I was once deplorable. Now I'm ultra mega.
Ultra mega. I should have put. I don't wear my ultra mega T-shirt. But you know me and my
So
collared
on that
shirts.
same theme, I was listening to Cam and Company today, his podcast, and Cam said that it's not so like if let's say you go over to Man Down Sporting Goods and support a real American over there, true patriot, and buy your gun over there.
Yes.
He said it's going to come up that you bought something at a sporting goods store. That's a gun shop, but it's not going to. They can't actually get into your cart to see what it is yet.
Okay.
You know it's
Yet.
going to be next because Elizabeth Warren and the rest of them and said that this is just a good start. This is a good
Oh
start, like
yeah.
everything you do. But yeah, so they're not right. Don't lean back and go. Oh, it's just going to say you bought some at a gun shop. No, that's just the beginning of it.
It's just the beginning of it, and I would imagine it's going to be. I know Cam is probably, and I know who Cam is, working with the NRA,
Yep.
and I'm sure that he's got way more confidence than I do.
Well, no, he
I
didn't
can.
see. Cam said that that's the beginning too, but he said as of right now, that's
I'm sure that's what they're going to do to get it up and running quickly.
yeah.
And then they'll work on detailing because
Oh,
it's like you and I
100%
were
they will.
talking when I worked for NRA. Of course, we had our own expense accounts when I as field reps in the Dakotas or whatever states you were actually overseeing. With that, I had a credit card that they ran through, and I couldn't believe this. Hopefully they changed it. I brought to their attention that Wells Fargo is a commie bank,
Yeah. Oh,
and I
yeah.
could not believe we were using them. But for the meantime, we were using them, and I said, guys, look at this, all these codes on there. And I was telling you, every single thing I did, if I stopped at a convenience store, that had a merchant code. If I stopped at a restaurant, that had a merchant code.
Yep.
Um, it even was flagged a couple times because out here, I mean, how many times do we go somewhere and we stop at, quote, a bar and grill because that's the only place in town?
Right.
Well, we weren't
Right.
supposed to be able to actually charge any alcohol on our expense account, which was fine, except that the bar and grill I stopped at actually had been a bar liquor store previously and added food, so their merchant code was with alcohol sales, and my card was declined. So
Oh, jeez.
they are pretty detailed. They knew by the code that that was an alcohol sale and declined it. So I imagine the same thing is going to be applied here eventually to guns
Well,
and
let's
ammo.
kind of go into with what they're doing with this. Steve kind of touched on it a little bit today on the show. Actually, I mean, I was going to talk about it tonight, but he kind of stole the thunder. But we can get into it a little bit more.
I stole
Uh,
it first on Monday, as I was on
yeah,
with
yeah,
him
yeah,
Monday.
you did. You guys had a great show on there. Actually, that was awesome. I enjoyed the show today too. But yeah. So I mean, they're going to use this for anything. Let's say
Yep.
let's just because that's why they want to get rid of cash, so everything's credit, and then they can be like, "Wow, I mean, look how much gas Mr. Pederson's been using here. Hey, man, you know what you're doing to the atmosphere with all, we're gonna cut into this, and you're not gonna be able to use your card when you're filling gas."
Well, think about this. And this is off the subject of guns, but some of these places always want to put a tax on how many miles you drive. Can you imagine if they track how much gas you're using through these new 87,000
Yeah,
IRS agents and
I
go,
would.
oh, okay, well the average vehicle gets, let's just say 15 to 20 miles a gallon. Boom, you traveled this many miles. Here's your tax bill.
I wouldn't say that's off the subject of guns either, because I mean, somebody listening might think I'm crazy, but 10 years ago you'd have thought that what they're doing now is crazy. But hey, Clay, hey, wow, this guy's bought 10 guns in a year. I mean, we need to tax him on this to help,
Yep.
with gun violence commercials.
Yeah, we're a
We're going
multiple
down. We're going down a crazy road, and it's going down fast here with this stuff.
big
I got
time.
a text from Marty. He's got a school board meeting night. He can't watch it live. So
Oh,
Marty, when you're listening to the replay, man, and no problem. We appreciate you, man.
I'm glad that there are guys like Marty on the school board. That's a whole nother
Awesome.
subject. I know I've heard him and
Yeah,
Trent
we're not
talk
getting.
about it,
Yeah.
but and let's just say Marty's like us. He's a big advocate of kicking federal money out of your system. But that we'll go into that some other day because
And he
federal
does have a
money.
lot of good insight on that. Him and I have talked
Yes, he
personally about
does.
it, which kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, actually. Which is, but
Our schools don't have to be what they are, but like I said,
okay,
whole nother subject.
yeah. So still on
So
with this credit card thing. I mean, they can do that with anything. I mean, how many miles you drive? Hey, you reckon the roads more. You're putting all these miles on
mm,
here.
yeah, you
You know.
you crazy climate change denying
Yeah.
deplorables.
I mean, everything's coming back to this climate change deal with these
Yes,
people.
it really is.
I mean,
It's getting very frustrating.
well, Clay, here's what I believe. Let's just say we get the House and Senate
Hmm.
and Trump wins. Honestly, in my opinion, man, it's delaying the inevitable. It's just,
Yeah,
in my opinion, I don't know. I just don't, like I said before on here, if you can't have dinner with these people, how the hell can you have a country with them?
you can't exactly. You got it pegged just exactly right. And they're not interested. They are not
No.
interested in any kind of compromise. Okay, they're not interested in freedom. Never have been. And that's therein lies the problem, guys. The other side wants to fundamentally change the United States. They actually want to trash the
And they are.
Constitution,
Evening,
and
Travis.
they're doing a hell of a job right now on it,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep. We're getting
And
our ass
that's
kicked.
the problem. Our side always comes, well, we'll compromise. No, no, you know what? My rights aren't up for compromise. Period. The Second Amendment is very clear. It's 27 words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It isn't any clearer than that. But I can tell you right now, they hate them. That's probably the most hated 27 words they have. Not only
Makes
have
their
we seen
skin
an
crawl.
assault, what's that?
It makes their skin crawl, I
Oh,
guarantee
it
it.
makes their skin absolutely crawl. And they're coming after the First Amendment. We're seeing it right now, guys. Look
Yeah.
what they just did to Mike Lindell today. Because he's out there saying what he believes and with factual information, but they're saying he's spreading misinformation, and boom, they're gonna go take his cell phone. I mean, show up at a Hardee's with FBI agent, and this is insane, guys. And it ain't just Trump and Mike. Look at the 60 some people now that have been given subpoenas. I don't know if anyone realizes this. Steve Bannon actually talked a little bit about 30 some the day that he went in. And he get this, Steve Bannon was given a pardon, but it doesn't matter because Trump made it, so I guess it doesn't count. I don't know.
So you still going on with something? I don't want to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
So I was going to say too on this credit card deal yet. It's like I said on the Quicko yesterday about intro to what we're going to talk about on the show today. It's a half-ass if it's a half-ass registration because they're going to know you bought a gun. As of right now,
Mhm.
they don't know exactly what kind of gun you bought or how much ammo. But you can go into a sporting goods store and if you buy whatever, $5,000 worth of something. Oh my God, what would you want to keep up $5,000 of stuff in a gun store? You know,
Yeah,
that's nothing. And these people
that's
think that's insane. Like, what would you need to spend five
well,
grand in a gun store for?
it's like they wanted us to get an ammunition basically license as it was called an arsenal license. They called it. If you had more than what was it, 1,000 rounds of ammo, 1,000
Yeah.
rounds of ammo ain't nothing. I mean,
No.
a bucket. You can buy them big buckets of 22 shells. There's 1,000 in there. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have needed
So
an arsenal license. But see that them big numbers scare people who know nothing about
who
it.
know nothing. The guns to them, like my buddy Wyatt said, to them every round is like a dead person in their mind.
Yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I
That's
mean?
how they see it.
Oh my God!
They look at it as a dead person, and we call them freedom. They're freedom seeds to us.
Yes,
Which,
they are.
quick plug, guys, we got some stickers coming. We got those on order, and we're gonna have some
Right behind me,
T-shirts
those
coming.
babies
Yep,
right there.
right there. So just stay tuned. We're gonna have a few things, some koozies. We're gonna have some, what do they call that? Some guns and 701 gear or bling, or I don't know what the kids are saying today.
Yeah. It used to be swag. Right on,
There you
Trav.
go.
Trump was the biggest fresh air since Reagan. It was great.
Yes.
I mean, hey, I'm not saying it wouldn't be awesome to have him in there again because it would. I'd love it, but like I said, I don't know that it's going to change anything for the long run. I mean, I'm actually surprised right now when I see polling, and I'm like, God, I can't really Biden's still that close in the polling, that approval rate. I mean, it should be down to 30, in my opinion, just the pure base of their party. I don't
Yeah.
see what can people possibly see that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll send you a sticker, Trav. I'll guarantee you that, brother.
So, you look at that, you hit on something real good. I mean, when I meet a Democrat, I always ask them, are you a Democrat? Have you always been one? Or is it recent? The reason is because some Democrats are Democrats because their grandpa was a Democrat and their great grandpa was and it goes back, they just never changed. And they vote Republican. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
In North Dakota, there's absolutely no registration. So, how would you know? They need a flag in the front yard.
Hey, Counts,
Maybe,
don't worry, man.
maybe.
If we start getting some money rolling, and trust me, the swag's going to be the first thing we'll get going. So
I'll tell you what,
I'll
guys, to
get you a
get some of
sticker
this
too, buddy.
swag, guys, and some of these things that I know we've been getting requests for, I can tell you right now, go and promote that. As much as I can't stand YouTube, that we got to get to 1,000 subscribers before we can even start having that generate money. So, and trust us, it ain't for us. We just kind of want to keep doing what we're doing and
Yeah, well,
upgrade
we
some
can
of
get
our
money
equipment and things
from
like that.
YouTube. I mean, we can still get sponsors and get some coins that way,
Yep.
but from them,
So,
yeah. So, anyways, go ahead, Clayton. I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say, you know what? We're going to try something new here, guys, because we are working on sponsors and ads. So, I everyone's kind of that poll is screwed by the Democrats. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, we're gonna do a quick commercial, and I guess it's gonna be from Mandan Sporting Goods. And guys, Brandon's a great guy down there, and don't get me wrong, we had David on Fetting from 1760 Sports. They're great guys, but we're gonna run a quick ad here, and that's basically we're trying to see what we can do here, and then help pay for this show. So we'll be right back after Mandan Sporting Goods.
right on.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
All right, I think it worked
And
pretty good.
I will say this, Clay. I was over there today at Brandon's shop. I did buy a box of Freedom Seeds.
There we go.
Because that's actually I'm going to use in my 223 this year. I got some 62 grain Sierra Game King boat tail saw point. It's going to be a headshot on a doe. So
There we go.
we'll video it and everything. But I told him he needs to promote a little more what he's got in that store. Because I mean, if you're listening, you're in the area, go in there. Because Brandon, he didn't seem to think so, but from my own eyes, he's got a ton of powder and brass and bullets. He's got tons of Freedom Seeds over there, and he's got a lot of rounds on the shelf, like deer hunting rounds. I was looking 9mm. The lung blowers. Yep. He's got all kinds of those out there. Swing in there. You'll be surprised what he's got. He's got a lot of stuff. And I mean, the closer deer season gets for the regular in November, I mean, the more that's going to dwindle down.
Oh, yeah.
Because he actually told me he hasn't got bullets in a long time, and he's got a lot on the shelf right now. So, and loaded rounds, he's got a bunch of those in there too. So I would go in.
And he's always had that. I've known him a long time. From Friends of NRA when we were doing that. And I can tell you, Brandon, since the day he opened, I think he if I remember right, didn't he actually work at the hardware store that had the hunting department?
Yeah, Marv's. was
I
Mars
think it
Hardware?
was Mars right there on Main
He
Street.
went to Minot and opened it. Yeah,
And
boy,
I
I
think
tell you
that's
what,
how Brandon got started because he went and opened up a store then after they
okay,
closed.
yes, I met Brandon only when he opened the Mandan store.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he was Scott's sponsor right away or something. That's how I knew about it. So
Yeah, Gene, check it out. I'm telling you, if you can't find it and you can't find it there, then it's probably pretty hard to get.
uh,
Brandon carries a lot of that stuff, and I don't know if
yep.
you're looking for 41 mag.
Uh,
I got a 41 mag, but my
Night
brass ain't
Trav.
for sale.
Hey Gene, I'll tell you what. If I get a chance, I actually think I have to go to Mandan tomorrow on deliveries.
Oh,
So
there you go.
if it works out for me at the time that Brandon's open, I'll swing in there and look for you, and I'll send
Yeah,
you a text and let you know if he's got any.
yeah, that'd be
'Cause
great.
I think it's
'Cause
41 meg. I don't know what 3855 brass is though. Like
well, I
38
know that.
special.
Yeah, I don't know. Gene is well, he's a connoisseur of sorts.
Hey,
You could say.
were 38s ever a weapon of war, or is that just
Oh,
for
I don't
home?
know. How about shotguns?
Huh. Oh, I know 38s. Where else is that? That was a rhetorical question. Trust me,
I know.
38s were a weapon of war. In revolvers.
And revolvers. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, okay. So we've been talking about the credit card thing, and I do believe it's going to be a backdoor registry. I really do.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I mean, they're definitely going to be able to use that information, and I think it'll get more detailed. As
It
that's what I
will.
figured it was. G in the straight case. Yep. I kind of wondered about that because I know he shoots a lot of that stuff. So, um, we'll talk about that later because there's an awesome range over there in the area that I think we should visit someday.
Yeah, well, you know
But
what, Gene? I wonder if you know my buddy Richard Franzen. He goes down to that Mobridge range quite a bit. Him and his wife Diane, they do a lot of shooting. So
a lot of steel targets out
yeah,
there.
Richard actually taught me how to reload pretty much everything I know right away, and I got a lot of 30-30 brass for him from the shoot me and Axe did.
Oh,
So
there you go.
yeah,
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 no. So, all right. I think we've kind of hammered that quite a bit, the credit card thing, guys. As
yeah,
far as I know,
yeah,
we don't have the details, but I guarantee it's not going to be for good use. And
yeah.
I was really,
All right,
really
he knows
disappointed.
Richard. Tell him I said Richard's probably listening too. So
Might be. But I was disappointed to see that Visa finally caved. But it's funny because Visa's the one that first brought that to that World Forum for whatever reason, and they didn't sign on. But of course, they caved. And, it's hard to not do business with them if you're using a card of any kind.
well, they actually made it sound like it was like this super bad idea after they brought it up. Like they said it wasn't
I know.
their in their realm to be a boy. I'm the names the what's the word I'm looking for here. Uh, anyway, it wasn't their
Wasn't there?
prerogative to tell people what they should be able to and not buy with their credit card. And then the next thing I know, the next day they said they buckled, and I'm like, wow, that was a 180-degree flip here.
My guess is a lot of it has to do. Look at all the great big chain banks, what they did. They won't even finance someone with a gun shop anymore. Operating money, buying, purchase, whatever.
So
Any of those big ones. So maybe they put the pressure on because they all work together.
you know what baffles me with that? There's so many people who own guns and are common sense people, and I'm not even necessarily saying they're got to be hard right wingers, but why don't banks open up to just cater to people and say we're not woke, we'll lend you money for whatever the heck you want. We're a bank. I don't care.
I know, and it makes zero sense that it makes you wonder who's pulling their strings.
Yeah, because Lindell
Um,
stood up to him, and the guy said he's been making record profits ever since. And well, now guess what?
yeah,
Now the FBI arrest come and stole his
yeah.
phone
Well,
from
and
him.
remember, Lindell's bank dropped him, and he had to get a different bank.
Yeah.
There's something, guys. Eventually, this is all going to come to a head. Good or bad, it's going to come to a head. I fear for what I see is coming. I hope that doesn't happen. Um, I don't know. I mean, right now, guys, things. I've never seen this country more turmoil than I've seen it right now, and I have no clue what the future is going to be. I just know.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm taking care of my family right here, and I'm glad I live exactly where I live at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a good fallback spot, and it ain't in Bismarck. So,
you might
so
know a
Clay,
guy.
we're gonna go. We're about halfway through now already.
I know.
We're getting good. So we're gonna talk about. I was watching some high school football last Friday, and I
Yeah.
took a few screenshots. And so during the
So,
commercial breaks on these high school football games, Clay's gonna pop something up on here, and I'll let you
yep,
see
I'll
what
pull
some
them
of these
up here.
commercials are.
So, here's one of them. And guys, this is this is from the Brady United Against Gun Violence now, endfamilyfire.org. part of the ad council. And I can tell you right now, guys, this is Handgun Control Incorporated. That's what Brady Brady United Against Gun Violence. That's the Brady campaign, guys.
Yeah.
They
So
just changed their name.
if we're not with them, we get United Against Gun Violence, that means we're for it.
Must be for it then, right?
Yeah. It
We
should be the
must
Brady
be.
campaign to prohibit Second Amendment rights. That's what it really should read. But go
That's
on,
what it
Clay. I
should read.
apologize.
No, that's fine. Here's the other one you sent me here, and here's another one. Make your home safer.
Yeah. So the
I can
first
tell
one that
you.
Clay had up, I showed to my youngest daughter, who's in 5th grade, and I thought, yeah. I said, so if your gun is unloaded and your ammo is locked downstairs in our safe, what do you think happens if somebody breaks in? And she mind you, she's in 5th grade, and she goes, well, yeah, your gun's not loaded. It doesn't do you any good.
Exactly.
My 10-year-old daughter has more common sense than these idiots at the Brady campaign.
And it doesn't take much to have more common sense.
No.
But yeah, this is when you hear that code word, common sense gun control. That's what they're talking about. They want you to go home to your private home, take your privately owned property, that being a firearm, lock it away, then take your ammo, lock it away in a different place, and keep your gun completely unloaded, locked up, your ammo locked up, so that it's completely useless. I mean, again, this isn't about hunting. This isn't about collecting. This is about self-defense, whether it's against a perp, whether it's against a tyrannical force. It's all about our own self-defense. And that's why concealed carry is a right. Again, it's about your defense. And that's what the intent of the Second Amendment is. Nothing more, nothing less. The security of a free state. Plain and
by
simple.
the militia, not by private citizens.
No, yeah. And you'll love this.
That's what the people means, Clay. It means the militia. It means the National Guard. That's what the people means.
Yep, exactly right, right? I always like to remind people, if you actually read the document, militia is with a capital M, just as state is, meaning not like the libs like to call them militia, the National Guard, or a trained military. No, the militia is us, the people.
The militia.
And it was
Militia is
put
not a bad word.
protect
That's
us. No,
I'm
it's
proud of
not
being
the
a
cuss
militia.
word. Just
Right.
like AR-15 is not a cuss word.
There you go, Keith. Right on, buddy. Love
Heck
it.
yeah,
Why
Keith.
wouldn't you be? I mean, if you're not, then hey, what did Axel's shirt say? A quote of George Washington: "Stay strapped or get clapped."
And it's true because it was on a T-shirt.
So yeah. So what was the other end friendly fire like people getting no that was the first one, store and lock away. Yeah, okay.
And family fire dot. That's the website you're supposed to go and make your home safer.
Like this is this big huge epidemic that family members are accidentally killing each other or doing it on purpose, or
I don't know. I imagine that in their mind they're the only people that are smart enough, and we're just supposed to go to the website and take their word for it.
But yeah, and it's the ad council, which Clayton, what tell everybody
All
what
right.
the ad council is all
I
about.
just brought it up here, the End Family Fire website. Together we can end family fire. Family fire is a shooting involving an improperly stored or misused gun in the home that results in death or injury. Unintentional shooting, suicide, and intentional shootings are all forms of family fire. You see what they're playing on? And I guarantee you, our buddy there, Keith O'Donnell, that made his comment, he's a Iraq War veteran, and we thank him for his service. And I can tell you a story about him.
You're awesome.
He dang near had the ultimate sacrifice. Keith, we're very glad that God blessed you and kept you with us. But I can tell you right now, friendly fire, I'm sure Keith knows all about this, happens in war all the time. You see how they're playing on that? Family fire, friendly fire.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it never ends with this side, ever. It's always the same old thing. And I'm kind of cruising through their site here. Oh, it's talking about gun suicide. They got headings, gun suicides, unintentional shoot. Then stories, like we have our stories about people using firearms, taking out,
do we?
taking out the bad guys. But, they got their own stories here. I mean, you should see some of the pictures they got here. It's just, I hate going to sites like this, but you got to know what the other side's doing. They show you putting gun locks on. You should have right here. Some gun safes offer biometric technology, which only recognizes and opens with your unique fingerprint. It's basically saying I mean, they're really advocating for that. I mean, it's just, oh.
Yeah, hey, that's what I want to do. Put my life in the hands of an electronic device instead of an old dinosaur mechanical that I know is going to work.
Oh, it's going to fail every day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. So check
So
this
you were
out.
talking about
I gotta add this. They have
yeah,
this
go
right
for it,
on
Clay.
there. They're showing a bunch of spent cartridges, all handgun cartridges, by the way. On any given day in America, an average of 63 of our mothers, brothers, and partners, oh, really go woke there, and friends are taken from us by gun suicide. When you store every gun in your home locked, unloaded, and separate from the ammunition, you just might protect your loved ones from the deadliest method of suicide. I mean, look how they do this crap. And they use the CDC data, guys, from 2014 to 2018. I don't think the CDC has much credibility, and they've never been what you would call unpartisan or unbiased. They're
No,
definitely
and now they got
partisan.
money to come out with more anti-gun stuff.
Yeah,
Thanks to
yeah,
Joe Robinette and the rest of this regime.
absolutely.
So we were
So
talking.
before we go too far, though,
Yep.
I think let's skip back to a little bit to game and fish, because we had a question come in too from one of your buddies about hunting fields, right?
Yeah. The same guy wanted to know about 243.
That's right. So the
Yeah.
the question was, could he hunt unharvested fields if he had the permission
Yep.
of the landowner? And well, we found that for him. This off the North Dakota Game and Fish website highlighted it that it is illegal to hunt in unharvested cereal and oilseed crops, including sprouted winter wheat, alfalfa, clover, and other grasses grown for seed, without the owner's consent. So, if you have the
Mhm.
owner's consent, you can go right ahead and do it. That's how I would take it. And I combed through there. And how come government can't do anything correctly? Their website sucks. It's
Game
not
and
user
Fish's
friendly.
website to navigate is brutal. Everybody
Oh,
I
it's
know says it.
horrible. Yeah,
It
I
is.
mean, I think a 5-year-old could do a better design. But anyway, I want
So,
to throw
but
that out there and let Axe
yeah,
know that we got the answer for him. So
that
that's
one's
what
for
we're here.
Casey. Yeah,
We'll get answers for you.
but yeah, because his daughter, we were talking about youth. His daughter has her youth buck tag, and he was showing me this video, and that's what he wanted to know. Believe me, if she gets this buck, it's going to be a beauty. It was in a bean
Awesome.
field, and that's when he asked me, and I said, I don't know. So you got me the answer, and I texted Scott, and he got me. So yeah, yep. And I told him, I said, hey,
Cool.
hope that thing stays there because I'm looking forward to some pictures with that baby.
That's perfect, guys. I want to mention one other quick thing here. My old stomping grounds when I was working for the NRA, but we got the Friends of NRA, the Dakota Rough Riders, Friends of NRA event coming up in Mandan, October 28th. It's going to be 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time at the Baymont. That's the old Seven Seas. So get your tickets. You can get them online at friendsofnra.org, or you can stop by Jeff's Outboards over there on the expressway and ask for Jeff Mostelski, and he can get you set up. If you need to, send me a message, and I can get you hooked up with him too. I think you know who Jeff is, don't you, Jamie?
Oh
You've been
yeah,
over in that area.
yeah.
So,
My
yeah,
boss, who's a great Second Amendment patriot, he bought a table already. So
awesome. So you're going to be there.
yeah, I'll be there. Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
planning to
there.
attend. If everything goes well, I plan to attend it.
Hey,
One
we
of the
might
few I
get the
still attend.
phones out and do the little remote from there, maybe a little quickie.
Yeah. Well,
Huh?
I gotta look. When is the 20th? I'm guessing it's a Friday. So yeah, we
You
can
were
do
there
it.
last year, I remember. That
I
was down at
was,
the
yeah,
Eagles or something in Mandan, right?
yeah. It was at the Eagles Club. Well, you were there too, and
Yeah.
enjoying. I think you
Yep.
were drinking some of that Colorado Kool-Aid or something.
Hey, big man, next time you get the urge of spitting somebody's ear, just open up your hand and spit in your own ear. Little Johnny Paycheck there.
Well,
Clay said
any
Colorado
millennials
Kool-Aid.
listening, they're going, "What are them guys
Huh?
talking about?"
What? Yeah, look up Colorado Kool-Aid if you never heard
There
it
you
before.
go. So, all right. So
Hey, you made
I
some
got my
mention of that
little
other
things
one
out.
there. Remember, we're
What's that?
talking about the Dakota, the gun show coming up. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, guys, Dakota Territory gun collectors. Of course, they hold their gun show every year. That's going to be coming up here in Bismarck, and it's going to be on September 24th and 5th, Bismarck Event Center. You can look up all the information at dtgca.org. That's basically Dakota Territory Gun Collectors Association.org. It's $10 a day to get in, $30 on Sunday as a family day, so you can take your whole family there. There is some, I forget what they had on their flyer, but Well, they got to be under 18 and be immediate family member.
It was two
So-
adults and any children under 18. It's
There you go.
$30 for the group of you. So,
And I think it's a great idea to take your family, your kids, and expose them to that and show them that these gun shows aren't crazy. Most
if
of the
anything,
people
I
there
would
have
say
an FFL.
yeah. If anything, I would say gun shows I've been to these. I mean, the people are about as normal as you're ever going to find there.
Oh
so.
yeah, they're the guys. They're the good guys.
Trust me, go walking down Main Street in Bismarck, you'll find far more weirdos there than you will at any gun show. So
That's for sure. So anyway, yeah. So guys, check that out. And go support Dakota Territory Gun Club. They've been doing this a long time. I'm a life member. Got involved with them a long time ago. Of course, I don't make a lot of the annual meetings because they changed that date, so I don't make it to that anymore. And I'm always down in Black Hills during that weekend. But go out, support them. They're they are the biggest gun show promoters in North and
they've
South
been
Dakota.
around a long time too.
Yep.
So Clay, we were talking about the Brady campaign to prohibit Second Amendment rights there. There actually was another study was just done recently here at Georgetown University, which if you know anything about pretty much any college university except for a handful of them, Georgetown's a big liberal university.
Yeah.
But they did another study on DGUs, which DGUs is defensive gun uses. And Gary collected one at Florida State in the early 90s, I think it was, right, Clay?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and it ended up being he estimated 2.5 million times a year guns are used. People use guns to defend themselves in their life and stop crimes upon themselves. So this one here was actually, like I said, it was the largest and most comprehensive, and they questioned 52,000 people. I mean, that's a huge survey, right, Clay? I mean, you know a lot more about surveys than I do, but 52,000 people, that's a huge survey, I think.
That's a
Right.
pretty big one. I can tell you most political surveys take a sample of 1,500 or less.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, less
tell
than
you that
2,000.
the election's going to go a certain way.
Yeah. So this guy, boy, I can't find his name's in here somewhere. So I'm trying to read this and keep it flowing at the same time. But
Mm-hmm.
after he conducted this study, he estimated that 1.7 million times a year people use guns to defend themselves and their life and their property. And so he said 31% of the gun owners said they had used a firearm to defend themselves on their property, often on multiple occasions, not even just once. So which I believe, because people can live in, bad areas and stuff happens, and
Right.
So 4/5 of the cases reported that brandishing or mentioning a firearm was enough to eliminate the threat.
Yep.
So, I mean, you don't got that's why people aren't getting killed by a bunch of, because all they got to do is whip it out or whatever. I mean, I shouldn't say, excuse me while I whip this out. You little.
I just watched that movie
Yeah,
the other night.
Blazing Saddles there.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you don't have to. They see it and they realize you mean business, and if you want to hurt me, you're going to get it even worse.
Well, I can give you firsthand accounts. I've done that. I mean, it isn't that I wanted to draw my personal defense firearm, but I had to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, I've never had to fire it. Oh, I had every intent to do it, but I can tell you, just bringing it out and pulling it, the perpetrators left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I mean, you and I have talked about that, but
Yep.
It's a deterrent. If nothing else, it's a good deterrent, and it actually de-escalates that, because criminals, especially petty thieves, they don't want to risk their lives. They see a gun half the time, well, more than half, 90% of the time, they're going to run away.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's what this guy just said. Yeah. So I'll give a little more into it here. what do you think the most commonly used firearms that people use to defend themselves?
Well, I got to be a handgun, I imagine.
Yeah. 66% followed by at 21%. What do you think? So handguns at 66, 21% is what?
Well, are we just talking guns, or is any other?
Yeah, what kind of gun they were using? What kind of guns they used to?
Well, of course, handguns. I don't know. Probably a rifle.
Nope. Shotties, 21%. Coming in at a distant third. Weapon of war, 13%.
Weapon of war, 13%.
Oh, wait a minute. They're all weapons of war. Whoops.
Weapons of war.
So
I'm shocked on that. I figured that the rifle would be before. I really
No,
did.
I mean,
figured
yeah,
that's
21
interesting.
shotgun, 13 rifle. I mean, that's a big,
That's a huge, yeah.
So it says, based on the number of incidents that gun owners reported, Georgetown University political economist William English, that's the guy's name, estimate that guns are used defensively by firearms owners in approximately 1.67 million incidents per year.
Wow.
Yeah. So we can even go. The anti-gunners always like to talk about how many people are actually wounded in that too, and
I
that's
gotta
not
add
even
this.
close to one. But yeah, go for it.
You
Frank.
said what? 1 point? How many? 1.67.
1.67.
Okay, now 1.67 million. Think about this. And I was looking up some other things, and I just happen to have this figure here. It's estimated that there's 393 million guns owned by United States citizens in this country. So when you look at the percentage of guns even being used, it's pretty low when you put it up. You put 1.7.
I mean, it's minuscule, really. I mean, I'm
Yes.
not minimizing somebody dying from anything.
No, but it just shows you that not only are they used, they deter it. So the actual usage or death resulting is going to be, it's not even going to be a percent. So
Yeah, I like what Eric wrote on here. If guns were bad, no one would leave a gun show alive. Yeah, no kidding, right? It'd be a mass casualty event every gun show.
Last weekend I was camping down there with Eric and his family, and we even talked about that a little bit. How if we were the evil people that the Democrats say that we are, there'd be no Democrats left because we just go eliminate them.
Right.
Plain and simple. If we were who they say we are, there would be no opposition left because we get rid of them. But see, we have this thing called a moral compass. We don't randomly go kill people because they disagree with us or we want to eliminate their side. No, instead, we try to, unfortunately, try to work with these people, and then of course we pay for it every time. Yeah.
So playing into that, Clay, should we talk about a few incidences of, we're supposed to be the violent ones, right? The Trumpies,
we're
the ultra megas, and
we were called out. Remember, just a short week ago, we're the enemy.
Yeah, by our fearless
our
leader.
president.
Yeah. My God. So we got a few things we can talk about here on this. So this Kathy Griffin, if anybody remembers her, huge leftist, massive Biden Hillary supporter. She's the one who held up the severed Trump head with the blood on it.
Oh yeah, remember her.
So yep, she tweeted out here last week that either you vote for Democrats or you're voting for civil war. To which me and Clay were discussing this earlier, and what did we say, Clay? We accept your terms.
We accept your terms; they are acceptable.
Yeah. Say when. Words of Doc Holiday. I'm your Huckleberry. I mean,
there you go.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I'm not voting for any Democrats, so. But we're the violent ones, right? So she's either saying you either vote for whoever they're putting up this fall, or we're going civil war.
Yeah, I mean, it's ultimatums now. I don't know if has anybody noticed that here, that all of a sudden everything has turned to ultimatums, and we've been rebranded. But that's what the left does. Now we are enemies of the state. We are the mega Republican Party, and we got to get rid of that fringe. I've heard that we're now the fringe part of the party and have to be eliminated. I've actually seen this happen. It was on the Senate floor. If you guys get C-SPAN, which it sucks, but that CNN owns it, but go watch it and watch some of the debates. And they actually said that we have to be eliminated. One of them Democrat senators, I don't remember his name because he doesn't do anything, but I mean, they have turned us into the enemy of the state.
And Biden says we're trying to get rid of the very foundations of this country. Well, Clay, correct me if I'm wrong, but according to the Democrat Party, the foundations of this country were freaking racist and bigoted and anti-woman. So, you want to go back to that, Joe? I thought we were the ones who wanted to club women over the head and didn't like people. I mean, give me a break. These people are so unbelievably hypocritical. I mean, I don't have words for it. I mean, I have words for it, but I can't use it.
I do too. We try to curb it here. And Marty, you're right. Politicians and patriots, they want to, and they use it against them.
Yep.
That is exactly correct. And welcome, Marty. You must have got done with the school board meeting.
Yep. So let's go to another one here, Clay. We're going to stay on the theme of these leftist, nonviolent peace lovers. This Tiffany Shea, which I said she called the judge who gave Trump what was the thing they grounded Trump to do in this
Special master.
special master of this FBI
Yep.
illegal FBI raid. She called 3 times and threatened the life of this judge.
Wow.
You know, and then, well, if you don't know her and if you don't know Kathy Griffin, I'll promise you know Hillary Clinton. You know what Hillary Clinton said? You know what Hillary Clinton said last week? We got to purge the disease of the GOP in this country.
Yep, I've seen that.
I mean, if that's not
they have
genocide,
declared a war.
I mean, they want to kill us all and get rid of us then, right? And I mean, there's
And
a whole
now-
thing here. I could read a bunch of other crap she said, but I mean, I think that pretty much says it all. She wants to
does,
purge
and
us.
They're weaponizing the FBI. They have turned the FBI and the Department of Justice
Big time.
into, you can call them, I don't care what you guys think, if you think I'm wrong on this, because I can read history. Go back and look at Germany. This is exactly how it happened. The Jews happened to be the ones that took the beating there. But that's what they did. Hitler came into power with the cheers of everybody.
Loved it.
So it can be done, even in a country that was relatively peaceful.
Never happened.
I mean,
It can happen. Trust me, people.
It can happen. And right now, that's what they're doing. They're starting to demonize us. They're trying to take out the heads. Trump, Mike Lindell, Steve Bannon, start naming them down.
Wait a minute.
They're trying to destroy them.
Did you just say taking out heads?
Taking out heads. Oh, that reminds me of something. I bet.
Okay, it did remind me of another story I'm going to talk about here. All right, so I mean, if you don't know, you should know. The Democrats deny it. They're the ones that we get 5 million illegal aliens that have coming in here. Just leave the borders wide open, right? So in California, last week we had this man. I'm gonna get this guy's name up. He right here it is. Okay, so this guy's name, Jose Rafael Solano Landera, 33, San Mateo County. He had this guy was here illegally.
Wow.
Had a rap sheet as long as your arm. Goes back over to his ex-girlfriend's place. Drags her out. Beheads her with a samurai sword in front of all of his neighbors. A bunch of these chicken bleepity bleeps. I mean, none of you losers have a gun. This guy's he's got a samurai sword telling everybody he's going to cut this gal's head off, which he does. An illegal alien that they wanted there, the governor of California wants there, but I'm a radical because I don't want these people in here.
Yeah,
I mean, and I'm not saying all illegals are bad, but come here legally, number one. But hey,
I'll say that all
a better
illegals
life
are
and a
bad.
job and to cut heads off, I guess.
I'll say that all illegal aliens, they're not immigrants, but let's call them what they are, illegal aliens. They are bad because they broke the law coming into our country and are a burden on our taxpayers. I don't care if they're here to get a job. Do it. There are legal ways to do it. Get in line like all the other people that did it and went through that process. I mean, to me, it's an insult to those people that did it the right way.
You're right. It is. It is.
And so, and then let's just face it, they're not all here to get a job and make a good life for themselves.
I know, but that's how they may portray them and to get away from the.
Yep.
And
They
a bunch
absolutely
of them
do.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you, Clayton. I don't want any immigration in this country for 25 years, and that includes any white person from Russia or Norway. I don't want anybody coming in here because we got people here who don't respect the freedoms and how absolutely great this country is. So I don't want anybody here until most of the people here realize how damn good it is here. This is ridiculous.
I agree.
You know,
and it's
a bunch
been
of
done
he's a
before.
racist. He doesn't want Hispanic. No, I don't want anybody else coming in here. I don't care, legal or illegal. I don't want anybody else coming in here till they assimilate.
I mean, the simple fact is we don't really need any more people here at the moment. We just don't.
So that's the thing that reminds me of when they always bring that back. You know, we're built on immigrants. Yeah. Well, guess what? When America was starting, we did need a population to help the country get started and to do it. We don't need any more population. We got enough people sitting on their ass that don't work the way it is.
Exactly. Gordy, he made a comment. Stop immigration indefinitely. And right now I can't agree more. Shut it down. We need to shut it down for a multitude of reasons. Just Well, for the things like what we're seeing that Jamie was just talking about. I mean, we're beheading people, and they don't even have a right to be here.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that an American person can't behead somebody, but like the Democrats say, if it saves just one life, well, guess what?
Yeah,
You
there
would
you
have
go.
saved this gal's life with just one.
Yep. Hey, did you see that, Jamie? Axel said he'd comment, but he's in Facebook jail for 5 more days. Hey, buddy, been there.
Hey, get yourself a YouTube account. Oh, speaking of Axe, because since we're getting near the end of the show, so Axel and I, well, and Big R and my boy Diggity, we do some videos, and Clay's going to start doing some Friday evening. I'm heading out to Axel and Lynette Kay's place, and Axe and I are going to do a little video because we're doing the prairie dog shoot at Clayton's next week up around that area, and so I'm going to do one of my prairie dog rifles, and so is Axe. And like I said earlier in the show, we're going to have we'll do some longer range stuff, But
Well,
we'll have the regular players in there, like I said, our jug-headed, water-headed buddies. So
heels high. Hey, you know
heels
what you need to
high.
do? You need to get a wig for that heels high one. Maybe give it a
or a pair of
cap.
heels right next to it on each side. How's that?
There you go. Oh boy,
I think that's a good idea. Actually, I'm going to do
I think
that.
it would be. I think it would be. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna try to the next weekend, not this coming one, but the one after that, the 24th and 5th, 23rd. We're gonna try to get out there and hopefully the weather holds. I don't even if it's a little cooler, I'm okay with that. As
Yeah.
long as the sun's shining and the wind stays down, we should be able to have some really good shooting out there on them dogs.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, if
And
we got some.
I'm bringing my Swift, my trusty old Swift.
Oh yeah, that's what you're going with. Okay, I'm down.
Well,
with that.
that's one of them. I'm probably gonna, and I don't beat me up, everybody. I'm gonna bring the Creedmoor. The Creedmoor is fun on a dog town, and I've got a Ruger Precision. So
Yeah, that's what you were saying. And I told you everybody I know. My brother-in-law owns that 6.5 Creed Precision, and man, we got that thing dialed in out at our place. I mean, it's 600. We were just shooting like softball groups at 600 yards with that thing. It was just dropping them in there.
they're for a factory gun without doing much. Wow, they really did it right now. Mine's one of the first ones. I can't tell you much about the newer ones, but I imagine there's the same quality. But mine's been impressive. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I actually was listening to what podcast? I can't remember, a Gun Talk podcast or something, but they some people still think that the 6.5 Creed is not a legitimate deer round, and even these guys on there were like, well, I mean, if you get into some bigger stuff with mule deer, you know what? The guy that I know has killed more mule deer in his life than anybody, my dad, and he's gone from 30-06, 25-06. His last one was a 7mm mag. Now he's shooting the 6.5 Creed, and he told me, he said, nothing has worked better on deer than that 6.5 Creedmoor.
It's a decent round. I mean, it's been around forever. I don't know if anyone realizes the 6.5's been around a long time in different variations.
Right. But I mean, modern bullet construction, it works.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, from just seeing how the guy drops them like he is deadly with the damn thing, and he was the first one that bought it, and then a whole bunch of us other guys bought it. So I think it was an NRA mag. We had it up there.
And it could be.
He got a hold of it, and he's like, boy, it sounds like all we got to do is stick this son of a bitch out the window and point it in the general direction, and deer falls over. Well, then that spring he bowing at a gun show, and then the rest of us, just the dominoes fell. Yeah, we got a guy still shoots at 270, one of the 308, but which both of them are the 270 in my opinion.
If you're in doubt, you can always do the 50 BMG, right? Mad what my office is like down here.
I thought, what is the lawn shooting deer with a 50?
Well, I think you can. I don't think there's any law against it.
You're right, Eric. That is exactly what it is. But I agree with you. The modern bullets are of course, I don't know, man. Them soft points still to this day are pretty. They're pretty awesome.
When I first started hunting, like I said, I used that Swift, and I was using just a soft point lead bullet, with a soft tip. Yep. And I made sure that it actually made me a better hunter because I didn't take shots that I wasn't confident in. I wanted to make sure that I had that one shot, one kill, and that's it. And that's what I did. Yeah, Gene, you're right. 6.5, the sweet, yes. I mean, it's been around forever.
You stick with the Swedish meatballs too. They're good, yeah. So Clay, before we go, we what we forgot to do.
What's that? Oh,
I hear your phone ringing. Happy ending story.
I should take this call and put it up to the mic because it's National Republican Committee. I bet you we could have some fun with them, huh?
Yeah, we could.
But
So I know I got it bookmarked somewhere, but me and you were talking about it. The NRA had posted, and I guarantee you some people watching right now have seen. There's a guy who was in Arizona, right? They were at this house party on Independence, July 3rd. They were celebrating Independence Day, right?
they were, yes. So it happened on July 3rd.
And some guy comes in, starts blasting away at people, some disgruntled neighbor for some reason.
Right.
And one of the guys that he dropped right away, he was a Hispanic gentleman. I can't remember his name, but he got shot in the head, came out, blew his left eyeball out. He dropped. A couple other people get killed in the house. A bunch of his wife and kids and some other people run in the bathroom or some other room, and this guy's screaming and hollering. Well, this guy comes too.
Yes.
Right? He comes too after getting, and he has his own gun. He wakes up and then take it from there, Clayton. Then what does he do? I love it. He told me.
Yeah, he basically he come back. He think about it. He had major trauma, and he comes back to it and
blew your eye out inside of your head.
Yeah, he did, and he puts 2 right in the chest. And if you watch the video, he makes no qualms about it. He has no remorse about it, nor should he. And
lifetime
he took out
NRA member.
Lifetime NRA member, and he's recovered now. He's doing well, but that is a shining example of, yeah, okay, he took some injury, and it's no fault of his own. He used his protection piece to protect his family and his property, took care of the problem. And as he said, he says, I put 2 in his chest and sent him to hell. That's how he said it.
I love it.
Maybe I'll try to have that video for next week so we can watch it.
Because the guy came in. He said he had like literally no chance of getting his own gun out because some anagons. So he got shot. Yeah, because the guy come flying in the door and opened up, and he was the first one hit.
But when he come to, he went to town.
And that's a hell of a man right there. You get shot in the head and lose an eye, and you get up and you still take care of it. I mean, he said he opened his eyes and heard his family screaming. And
yep. And I can tell you this: even if he wouldn't have made it, he was going to do that because he was going to do everything he could to protect his family with all means necessary, as any of us would do, I imagine.
So you think he could have done that if he didn't have a gun?
Nope, he'd be dead, and so would his family.
So would the whole
and he
damn
even
house.
says that. Everybody in there.
Yeah.
So once again, a good guy with a gun eliminated a bad guy with a gun. Good.
And anybody doesn't know why that's a happy ending, I'll tell you why it is, but you should anyways. It's because the piece of trash is dead, and the man and his family and the rest of the people in the house are alive. And I'll take that every day of the week.
Every day, any day. He's assumed the room temperature and good riddance. We don't need like that.
Feed him to the coyotes in the desert.
There you go. He took 2 freedom seeds right to the chest and is gone.
Freed his soul to somewhere other than that body, right?
So, well, I'll tell you what, we've been trying to hold these at about an hour or just a little over, but we've been doing pretty good. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Or should we just...
Why don't you run down what we got going on TV and possible radio here again, Clayton?
So I'm guessing that, and I'll talk to Steve this evening, but so I imagine on Monday morning, it's 1270 Super Talk. I'm sure that we're probably going to be on with Steve. He's been wanting to have either myself or Jamie on every Monday, which is great. Probably after Brandon's on with Man and Sporting Goods. I'm guessing we'll just do one segment because I don't know if I have time to do that. I'm in town for some other things, just as you got to get back to work. So some people have to work for a living, so that's just the way it is.
I don't just look at gun stuff all day.
That's so you can buy more freedom seeds.
Yeah, I'd like to get paid for that, but I don't. So,
but anyway, and then this Beck Communications thing, and that's going to be on Monday, and that's actually going to be the following Monday. Yeah, September 26th.
Shoot.
Right after that, so that'll be kind of fun. We'll be able to come fresh off of that. Huh?
You might even send some video in for that for him to.
I'm pretty sure it will. I got to get a hold of them, and I've got a contact there, and so do you, and see what this is all about and what's going to happen. I know that we're going to be on Monday for sure, and whether it'll be regulars or just be kind of a rotation, but I know it's going to tie into this into their gun show that they want to do, and I think that's a great thing. I mean, here you're going into the mainstream cable networks with Beck Communications. So I applaud them. I tip my hat. Them guys have been just fantastic.
And I was on with him with the big anti-gunner there earlier
Yeah.
this spring. In fact, when we were doing the show for Steve when he was campaigning to run his re-election for mayor, but yeah, I went on there. A bunch of you saw it, and then I mean, you seen how unhinged they get, and she
I
lost.
think maybe we need to have a rematch. You and me both on there with her.
Oh, anytime she wants a rematch, I mean that was easy for me. That was easy for me.
I don't think she's gonna like me near as much. She didn't like you, and I don't know if I can stay as composed as you did.
That's a lot of people said. They're like, "Wow, I can," but hey,
You did good.
It was. She confronted Marty not too long after that. I can't remember what he was at somewhere. She's on. I mean, just like any anti-gunner. I mean, they're so unhinged that you just stay calm and give them the facts, and they'll lose their shite, and which she did at the end. And but we're gonna have fun
Las
doing
Vegas thing, but that's okay. We can save that. Is that just a quick recap, everybody? The stabbing that took place in Las Vegas of the reporter was done by none other than a Democrat. So I'm just going to throw that out there. As always, it always ends up being a Democrat.
Yeah, wasn't it like a Democrat city commissioner or something?
Yeah, something with the commission, and was being investigated by the reporter. So once again, when something's happening to a liberal and the facts start coming out, what's their first thing? Eliminate it.
By all sure means he wasn't wearing a MAGA hat?
Probably just a. Yeah. Oh, hey, check
Chris.
this out.
Yeah.
Eric Newman. Jamie, you said you wanted a shootout with a crossbow to a compound. Oh, you have a challenger. He said he'll do it.
All right, Eric, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring it back from the farm this weekend, and then we're gonna get her done. We'll get her done, man.
I think we can make that happen.
Like I said, like some people might be listening. Whoa, don't you like compound? No, I like bows, but my point is, a crossbow isn't any more deadly than a compound bow is, and I actually think a compound bow is going to be more accurate than my crossbow is.
You know what? Maybe we're going to have to do that at my place here on neutral ground.
Mm-hmm.
But we might have to have a barbecue and have a few adult beverages and have some fun.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. So, a little aiming juice, man.
There you go. Oh, all right.
All right,
we call ammunitions freedom seeds. What are we going to call arrows? We're going to call. Send us in your. You know what? If you guys can come up with a name, we might even make a T-shirt with it.
Because hey, after all, crossbows and bow and arrows were weapons of war.
Maybe they were the original freedom seeds.
Hey, speaking of that, real quick, I actually saw a commercial for a movie coming out, like kind of medieval times when they're winning their freedom. Guess what they were all using in this big war against the kingdom? Crossbows and recurve bows. Weapons of war. So is your axe and your tomahawk and your spear and everything else. Not bush beer. We'll just shoot that. We'll shoot them with the prairie dog rifles.
We'll shoot them. Yeah. We'll have to gather some of that up and make some explosions.
Yeah. So I'm a Coors Light guy, but people say that's watered down too. But I don't know. It depends on what you drink.
All right,
well, you can't. Clay's kind of glitched out on us there and froze up. So I'll tell you what. I'll end it out here, Clayton. If you can hear me, you got me there, buddy. You're moving. Okay. I'm just going to end it up here, but yeah, we're going to end the show up here. And Clay, me and you, we'll talk a little bit afterwards. And appreciate you guys all tuning in. Spread the word, share it, let everybody know what's going on. And hey, we're going to keep going. We love you guys. We appreciate you tuning in. Clay and I love doing this, spreading the word out. And what you got anything to end on it here, Clay?
Nope. I'm just same thing. Appreciate all of you following us, and we're having fun doing this. Again, October 28th, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, Baymont in Mandan. It's the old Seven Seas. Check out the Friends of NRA event. I think Jamie and I are both going to be there. So.
Yep, you bet. All
right. Well, we'll call that a wrap, and we'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, for Guns and the 701 on our live stream.
Awesome.
Keep your powder dry.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.